to Ministry of Gamers. Today I've got something pretty interesting. Okay, maybe some of you have heard of this before, but it's pretty old, and I had one like back in the day when Resident Evil 2 came out, and this is the ASCII Media Resident Evil Pad. Yes, specifically developed for Resident Evil 2. And when this came out, I was like, really? They made a pad? That's so cool. I mean, I know nowadays you kind of get like, you know, special edition controllers, like, you know, for modern games and stuff. But this was a controller just literally specifically designed for one game. Like the layout of the buttons and everything. And that was Resident Evil. And that's not really that heard of, you know? Yeah, make a controller for like one game. I mean, you couldn't really use this for any other game except Resident Evil. So let's get it out of the box. And this is it. I'll put that down there. Right, this is the Resident Evil controller. Let's take a look at that. This thing is nuts. Look, we got the Resident Evil written on the side there, and this is really cool because it's got a pistol grip. It's like the gun, so it makes you feel like you are Leon Kennedy. Yeah, it's cool, isn't it? Yeah, so it's an actual pistol grip, which is really cool. And just show you the top here. You got all the buttons. You got the run button, the ready button, which means like, you know, raise the gun, ready. And obviously the triangle and circle buttons. They put the shoulder buttons in the middle. Well, of course, you don't really use those on Resident Evil. And then you've got on the back, you got the trigger button, which is obviously the trigger of the gun. So, I mean, basically all the controls you need to play Resident Evil are just well within reach of your thumbs. And it just makes playing the game just much more smoother. But does it actually feel good to use? Well, yes and no. I mean, it's strange because, especially going back to one of these old controllers now, you play modern games, you've got all the trigger buttons on the top, you hold controllers differently. This thing is very much, you're like that, and you kind of want to put your finger here somewhere, but there's no trigger or anything, so you're kind of just left flapping in the wind back here. There's nothing to do. But all the action really is on your right hand, and it works pretty well. Like, for quick access of the controls and everything, and also there's a turbo switch, you know, because that's useful. It's not really for Resident Evil. I mean, it does make firing the gun a little faster, but not much. So yeah, that is the Resident Evil ASCII Media controller. Just a really nice bit of history there. Like nothing too fancy, but it's functional. And I think it's a shame that companies don't make specific controllers for specific games anymore. I think that could lead to quite interesting control setups and stuff like that. I mean, of course, you'll remember Steel Battalion that was released with a huge controller just specifically for that game. So, do you think in the future we should see more controllers being designed for specific games? Would you like to see a new version of this controller being released for the Resident Evil 2 remake that is due to drop, an announcement hopefully soon? I'd like to see it because I just love the fact that there's a custom controller for one specific game. It's awesome, and it's a really nice collector's piece. You can still pick these up on eBay. They go for about £30, so if you really want to try one out, and you've got a PlayStation 2 or a PS1, then give it a go, and let me know your thoughts in the comments below on these controllers. But that's all the time I've got for today. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.